Goop knows he's repeating himself, but can't help talking to you. Has plenty to do, so no worries. Give your eyelights a chance to adjust to the dawn. There it is, the tree of life. The idea that all life is related by common descent, where the twigs are existing species and those produced in the past represent the succession of the extinct. The tree's great branches were once budding twigs, a connection between the past, present, and future. A representation of all extinct and living species with its ever-branching and beautiful ramifications. We are an evolution of those that came before. Amazing to see so much happening today. Let's see. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds. You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility. He worries about you. If you love yourself, you don't hurt others. But the more you hate yourself, the more you want others to suffer. Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin is like a tree without roots. It's important to stay grounded. You share the same fate as the tree. Out of Date says there's a time for everything. And now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone. Think of the present, because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things. He's worried that you're putting the world at risk. But darkness isn't necessarily the end of the world. It's just another perspective. If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So he's prepared for the worst. Something he calls the Ark. Two sides to everything, but for him it would be devastating if you were forced to use the Ark to escape while the world crumbled. Out of Date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees. He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core. The contamination disrupted what we now know as key energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate. He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head. It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real. He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground. The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out. The Ark has room for 4 more, even if you think no one else is worth saving if the world comes to an end. He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark in the event of a cataclysm. Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy. He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Noko in the east. Out of Date says he knows you're good-hearted enough to do your best to support Noko. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Noko and making sure she gets what she needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date was spot on. The hoof puff needs to be stopped. Out of Date says that Noko is worried now that the Eastern World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Noko keeps a fabled steed that she has planned to ride out to the World Eater, but needs help to get it prepared. Out of Date suggests that you should head east as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He wonders what's on your mind. Understands you have things to do. Hard to believe this is all here. See that plastic scrap over there? Sometimes what you'll see doesn't feel real until it brings you back to that particular moment, like stepping into a time machine. It's hard to shake these memories and their accompanying feelings. Our brains play tricks on us, so it will take effort to avoid them. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. I was wondering when you'd recall how to spring the automaton air gliders. great shot. Embrace the day. Want to get your arms swole? Grab those guns flexors and got to time it right to make them work. Left, right, left, right. Pumping good, looking better. Wonders if you should be hiding during the day. So many want you gone. Understands completely. Thinks the Pichu tribe has the most flamboyant members. So, says you covered the important things already. Slash. Bites the dust. The oil claimed this land a long time ago. Begs you to help him out. He's covered in sludge. He can't get it off and it's making him squick-sick. Can you find a way to get him clean before he dies? Claims he thought the pool of sludge was only a puddle. So wrong. Says he figured out what he needs to get clean. See that giant toofer brush up on that tall sign? That would be the perfect scrub brusher. Says he'll do whatever they can. Just hurry.
Getting darker around here by the minute.
There's still time. Dark hasn't won yet.
Oh, but it will. And we'll take our time to enjoy it.
Just like you to enjoy the end of
Hey, even endings have to end.
The mount's ears are not handles. E-waste, the stuff you need. Pound 'em down. It's time to do what's right, for certain values of right. The Surfsea Grotto, a good place to chill. Oh, e-waste, hard to find. This region is known as the Canuckstonies. You can't find a harder place in the world. Spin, swing, crack. The stars never give enough light. Reach for those skulls. The simplest thing. Made the kill. If you close your eyes hard enough to reality, your mind opens to let memories in. That's one way to remember what's forgotten. When an unwanted memory intrudes on the mind, however, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. You weren't supposed to know how to start the automaton pew-pew pang, but clearly you figured that out way back then. You finally found the village of Bumlidoff. Nothing like a story with an unexpected ending. Ah, some wood scrap. Always happy to find that. There's the big gum brush we need to get that greased-up critter clean. Shake it loose. You feel like you've figured it out. Let's see. The yerp fields, where
باللعنة ولا مول
what a scrub-a-dub. So clean.
تو تستوي
Welcomes you back. No need to brush this time. Don't forget the past. That's some sharp wood scrap there. Watch for splinters. Staffed. Running low. Hey, nice shot. Your key is gone. Make that one dead. Staff up. always good to have some wood scrap like that on hand. What you do here matters to you and the world. Ah, the Gnote pen. Noko never leaves this place. She's always put the living things first.
Kuri kumbala muma. Pial tu ma.
Nooks isn't an easy language, but at least it's manageable. She says she is so happy to see you again.
Duma le tuk. Taifanama numa.
She wonders if you remember her. She's Noko. She let you ride her Majut when you were a kid.
Duma le tuk.
Noko remembers you used to chase around with so much energy and is glad to see you haven't lost any of that spark.
Masan ma.
But that's all long gone now, though. Memories show us where we've been, not where we're going.
Kamonu. Kial duma le kanodo.
Seems reluctant to even say its name. It's become personal to her too, since it's taken so many of her innocent gnotes as prey.
Asil natu. Ditsentende.
Noko remembers those days too, but she never lets herself wallow in them, no matter how tempting that can be.
Kanamunta. Vaseno kasaman varu. Inyava aldur.
She sees you're back to buck with Lupa Lupin. Can't see how there's any way to avoid that now. Not for long, at least.
Monibasa. Kala.
She says the horrors of your younger days were enough to ruin anyone, but not you. You've got all that cheer about you still.
Ferena masalapu. Asana yotpa.
Noko says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk back down it any time you like, until it's worn smooth. But you get to blaze your own trail from here.
Asana yotpa. Kala.
She wants Lupa Lupin to pay too, even though she strongly believes forgiveness is the strongest revenge.
Oh, yes! That is deliciously dark of you.
No, you need less dark, no more!
Yes, the dark is as easy as cake. Dark, dark cake.
Just spit it out, please! That's awful!
Awfully good, you mean?
Ferena masalapu. Urasa durut.
Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones.
Pola kudo.
You can't do everything you want, can't go everywhere, can't see everything, only what you can.
Beri tropalo.
Hates to think of what's going to happen to all the gnotes when the world dies. Nothing left to care for.
Kudo tuku.
Hates that you didn't care enough about the world to fight for it.
Apli tonumuta.
Can't believe you joined up with the Jagni. They're constantly pecking around looking for things to swipe.
Apli tonumuta.
If by loose you mean not nailed down, they keep trying to rustle her gnotes.
Arialoche nui mumera.
But let's not speak of that now.
Tukonda.
She has an idea where the Majut might have gone, as there's no other place it likes as much as its own corner of the open wild. She's even named it the Majut Meadow.
Inadabsunka. Pala. Amun.
The Majut will recognize the scent you've attracted while being here, so it'll probably trust you enough to follow you.
Asadurutu.
You should lead the Majut back here when you find it. It's going to take time to get it calm enough to be able to ride out to the world.
Aplitonomuta.
It's the most magnificent creature she's ever encountered. A creature straight out. This thing has a mind of its own. Stay away from that biohazard. You'll want to wash yourself off for a month. Ah, see that e-waste? Always handy. Spin that stick. Glad to see some wood scrap there. You found the Majut meadow. Watch out for the Majut. Head on. Swish crack! What a great sound! Don't let the day pass you by. Says back in the old times, sludge just piped into your house. Now you must wait for a truck to bring your sludge to you, and theirs is late. They're desperate for their sludge. Could you figure out what happened to the sludge truck? Guess his ban. Just go find. Otherwise, they're going to run out of sludge fast. crack 'em. Daytime is a good time to be outside.
Sadurutu, Andro?
Now that the Majut is back in the pen, it seems calm, but Noko is still concerned.
Sana Yotpa.
She says the Majut is still anxious, but fortunately she knows just the thing it needs to calm down.
Inadabsunka, Kanaruta.
The Majut once found and ate a bonbon gummy by mistake, and that the chewing really calmed it down.
Serena Masalapu, Inadabsunka.
She says that you should find some bonbon gummies for the Majut by the crossway. At least,
Kanamunta, Kanyala Notoro, Urasa Durut.
she figures the choosies from the old world are made from gummy trees, but wouldn't be surprised if they were actually made from some chemical concoction, though. Shot. You're harmed. Take this seriously, or it'll take you down. Nice. Some barked wood scrap for you. A crossway. This means you have a choice to make. Which way? That's a pling-plong. Looks like the control box handles need to be wheeled to buzz the wire. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Wired up and ready to go. Good for protecting your noggin. Heroes are only heroes for others, but they do the work, or they're heroes to no one. Now that's loot. Get the rhythm going well. One arm, then the other. Pumping good. Looking better. Nice and clear out today. What fun! Need the right key? Cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate the dispenser. Just a few moves left. Make them count. What you see is what you get. Once it's out of the blind box, that is. That's just awful. Watch your step around here. You shouldn't flick the switches in order to greenlight the current and activate the electrons in the panel. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That clicked. You need to switch up the flick pattern. You need to flick the switches in order to process power through the panel. Good. The loop is electrified enough to spark. That's just nasty. Biohazards make you puke. Let's pocket that. The nightlife's about to start. You can make so many amazing things out of wood scrap. Bring on the night. Finders keepers. You can get stranger if you like.
Veri?
With its attention diverted to the chewy bonbon gummy, the Majut calms down. But Noko is still concerned.
Puri kumbala muma. Ritsentende. Andro?
She's relieved the Majut has calmed down, but you'll need a heavier sit-tight to ride it than the one she's got.
Dere?
The only sit-tight she can think of that would be heavy enough is one she's spotted mounted on an old-world mecha-Majut.
Drobalu. Sanna jote.
If she remembers correctly, she spotted it at the Smilo shopperia while scavenging for treats for the gnotes. That's not...
Amu.
It's a seat you fasten on the back of a mount to safeten up your ride. It can become quite bumpy and risky without.
Vai se no kasaman varut.